Hello, welcome to Daughter Mama Dialogue. My name is Kyra.
And I'm her mom, Kat.
And this is just basically a podcast where mother-daughter duo is basically just sharing conversations of life, tips, jokes, whatever we want to share. And basically want to encourage conversations between mothers and daughters to foster relationships, conversation, basically all of that and great stuff.
Yeah.
So, that being said, for anyone who has followed us or listened or watched our previous episodes, you know it's been a little bit of time since the last time we've uploaded anything.
Mm-hmm.
How long has it been?
Talk about that?
Yeah, that was what we decided to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Did we just literally talk?
We have talked about so many topics. Okay.
We just said we were going to talk about that today.
Yes, we're going to talk about that.
How long do you think it's been since we've recorded or posted anything?
I think it's been almost 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah. It's been at least, I know it's been over a month.
I know at least over a month. 2 months, probably close to it though, for sure. I would say probably. Yeah, I think our last post was back in May. So it's been a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason I think for me has been sort of busy, like the priorities have been different.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what happened in May, but I think we've both been very busy. Right.
You've been busy, I've been busy, and a little bit disorganized. So, but with so much, I think there's been a lot of stressful stuff going on, and I think in order to do this, you know, some of the stuff that we've been experiencing is not really something I felt like I want to sit up and talk to the world about, you know.
You said that, but I feel like I've had an amnesia because I don't really know what's been going. Well, yeah, there's been stuff that's been going on the last several months.
Illness. Prior
to that, illness in the family for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from coronavirus, just me personally, I've been trying to find permanent job. I work for a great company, but it's not a permanent position. So I'm trying to find something more permanent and trying to figure out how to perhaps move out of state. We'll see how that goes. I've done it before, but though the way I did it is not available to me now. Like I'm not going to grad school. I'm not teaching overseas, like it's different. So I'm trying to figure that out. And then money issues. That has really nothing. I guess those are kind of just stressors, but.
Okay.
What?
I know you can see my face because I'm like, what money issues?
For me.
Okay.
Like,
so are they supposed to be worse than before? I mean, worse than when you had your own apartment?
In some ways, it has like extra things have been added that I didn't have before. Mm-hmm. So, for example, the stuff with my car, like I'm paying what I paid. I'm paying down the debt for that. Like I'm paying that down. Or like health insurance, I have to get my own health insurance. Yeah. That's a lot of money for what So it was just, but that wasn't really the real reason. The real reason for me, other than being busy. For me, it was really just the fact that, set up for these podcasts, it's a lot. We were just talking about finding a setup and good lighting. Yeah. And I feel like that takes up most of my energy, like before I even get to the actual conversation.
And I feel like it takes probably 5 or 10 minutes. And it's necessary. And I'm not turning the house into a studio. I refuse.
No, but like, for example, what we have to have set up, like every single time we got put up and take it back down and put away. But maybe if we do like batch content, we can like do 2, maybe 3 videos for the future. That will help us become more consistent, perhaps. But also we have to prioritize, like make sure we have a day. So like the problem is that both of us, because we had a day that we were creating content, but we add on extra stuff that we say we would do for like ourselves or for other people, or it'll be like, I'm tired. But the thing is, people who do like content, they still have to push through if they don't have anything like set up. So even if you're tired, and I'm talking about me too, like you should try to put something out or pre-plan so that it won't be like so much of a hassle for those days when we're tired.
Well, I think if you're tired, you're tired.
Yeah, but
and you're better off really when you are when you're doing something like this. I think you're better off when your mind is into it, when you're into it, and then you bring a certain energy to it, not just like, oh, I'm gonna record today.
Yeah, but I get that, but at the same time, I mean, that's what the batch content comes in. But there's gonna be more than 1 week. Like there are gonna be times when we're gonna be tired for a couple different weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally did not record for almost 2 months.
It's probably been more than 2 months.
It has not been more than 2 months.
It feels like, well, we can definitely just go back at the videos and look, but it feels like it's been more than 2 months. The other thing is, you know, the environment is hot. It's hot. It is hot. We're sitting in a warm room right now with a ceiling fan on that's just spinning its wheels, not doing much. And of course I have the sweater on, being a little modest. So don't smile.
It's not a smile. It's like, well, you're going to be hot.
Modesty is important.
You can be modest without being hot.
At certain times.
I just think that, I mean, but at the same time, those can be like considered almost excuses. Like the hotness, it's gonna be hot. There are people living. It is hot, but what I'm saying is like people make things work, and so we gotta figure out a way to make things work and plan.
We're gonna make this work.
Because the goal is, we've discussed this, is that we want to try to make it to 100 episodes. We are, I don't even think we made it to 20 yet. If we have, I'm not sure. I think.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
We haven't made it to 20 yet.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And so in order to, the goal is to make it to 100, and not just like sporadic every other month posts, but in a consistent way. Once a week, I would say, is best. Once every other week, it's probably, well, it's possible, but every week is probably the best that we could probably do.
So let's talk about the plan. Based on what we said today, and probably what we said before even starting this recording, one thing that was brought up is probably something you all might be interested in, is doing your research, looking at, I don't want to say looking at your competition, but looking at what's out there, and how other people have planned doing their recordings, and looking at the type of reception that they get. So that's one thing, because there are a lot of videos that there are more videos that I'm seeing out there where the focus is around mothers and daughters. What do we bring to the table, though? Let's talk about what we bring to the table.
Which is we have our different personalities. We are our different set of personalities than the other people. We're not them. We have our own perspectives on certain conversations. So it's going to be different still. I mean, I think, like I've said, look at, I've introduced different podcasts. Like I'm a podcast person and I watch videos. Although I haven't seen necessarily videos, content, just mothers and daughters, like adult daughters with their mother or whatever. So it's different, but I think simply just our personalities, and we can be creative with the content. We just have to be consistent, and then, try to find different angles or be creative with what we want to put out there.
See, the fact that I was almost there with you until you said find different angles. So when you talk about finding different angles, I think that goes back to, you know, rethinking about what we bring to the table. I look at it as, you know, we are putting out material that I feel like it should be relational to other mothers and daughters who want to, you know, build a foundation of communication. I think that's what we are trying to bring to the table. Sorry, I just looked at the groundhog.
You don't have to tell them what we were saying.
I get tired
you
of
don't
that
have
thing.
to.
But anyway, and it used to be too. But anyway, so this is an example with craziness. It's me. So I think that's what we bring to the table. And then I started thinking, you know, another aspect of what we're doing is, you know, everybody's influenced by the environment.
Mm-hmm.
We are from Ohio. Okay. And I think there's a certain culture. We're being from the Cleveland, Ohio area. There's a culture from this area that I think is different from in other areas. Another thing is we are from a family that is steeped in religious tradition, beliefs.
We definitely each have grown up and have had religious upbringing.
Yeah.
A little differently, I think, still, but yeah.
And it's not to say that we are, you know, it's not to say we think of ourselves as like a certain way, like we only do, you know, we walk a fine line or whatever. But I think that one foundation, a very important foundation for this family is our faith system, you know, what we believe in. So we're Christian, so I take that very seriously. And I take it very seriously in a way that, you know, I think that it influences how I've raised you and your sister and wanting to be what I want to be for you and your sister, even though you're grown. Like what I want to model before you.
So, I mean, that's one aspect. We have conversations about faith. I think it all comes back to, like, if you're talking about having a specific niche as far as a specific topic we center around, that's one thing. But I think just the fact of the niche already is relationships, and specifically between mothers and daughters. Mm-hmm. And maybe, like, the things that we'll talk about, not only, like, it could be something silly, like, I don't know, we talk about music or something.
Yeah. Or
it could be something more serious about, like, maybe talk about politics. But I think we could also talk about how we deal with anger, or how we, you know, how to support how we feel, like how to support maybe relatives or things that we go through, and like having those real conversations. Mm-hmm. And like, I also think that our personalities are our distinct selves. Like, what makes us different from other people is just the fact that we are ourselves different from other people. Mm-hmm. Like, it's already a kind of niche thing a little bit. Like, we already have a sort of niche.
Yeah, we have a niche, and again, us talking about this is partly just to kind of pull back the veil on what we go through, but also partly to share with others out there who may be interested in sharing their mother-daughter relationships, or even others, you know, whatever else you plan on doing. But I hope that this will encourage others who want to, you know, share mother-daughter relationship, communication and issues and stuff like that. Going back to what you were saying about the niche, we are definitely showing, I think, well, my desire is to show that obviously as a mother I have, and an individual, I have a different take on the whole purpose of us doing these videos. And I love my daughter, the way she intellectualizes. She's so well read. She's so well read. She's like where I used to be. I feel like since college, I have not wanted to really pick up a book or write. I used to be the writer and the reader, and she probably...
I don't be reading intellectual books, though.
She probably, well, she loves to read, and she comes to me with these intellectual questions, like when I'm about to lay my head on the pillow. I'm like, can we save this?
That's because I listen to podcasts. It's not really from
tomorrow.
Books. Or watch YouTube.
Well, I'm just saying that to let you know, at one point in my life, I was there, where you are. I was. I hope I get back there on some level, because I love to write. I would write poetry. I would write lyrics for songs. I think I probably still have all that saved away somewhere. And I love to read. So
where are we going with this?
But I'm just saying, you know, your perspective is great. It's a unique perspective that I appreciate.
Yeah.
From also, you know, having my own past experience. And I think that is that's kind of like the glue, you know, that we want to encourage.
I mean,
and then looking at
Mom.
We have a resident groundhog in the yard, and it's okay. Go ahead.
Focus.
I can't.
Yes, I can't focus.
I might have ADHD, but the thing is, it's right there.
You don't know if you have ADHD. You can't say.
I'm sorry to everybody who has ADHD. Please forgive me, but I might be right there with you. Go ahead.
Anyway, my whole point, what I was saying, that's the whole point of, you know, like what makes us different. Like going back to your question, it is the different our personalities and how we interact with each other and how we talk and interact with each other. And then we'll have interesting conversations, interesting topics. We have pretty different personalities. I think we're very similar in a way. We are very similar, but like we don't be on the same page.
So, we don't be.
No, we don't be on the same page.
Don't be.
No,
we don't be.
No.
I know you can clean that up.
I am speaking how I'm speaking. I know exactly what I said.
Okay.
We aren't on the same page a lot of the time.
Thank you.
Obviously, I know how to say that.
Okay, but they don't know that, and we're putting this out there.
They should by now.
So everybody has a way that they speak at home, and that's fine. That's fine to share that, but I just want people to know that you know how to, you know. I shouldn't have even said clean it up. I just want people to know that.
Exactly. I'm 29 years old and you like clean it up.
That doesn't mean anything. I just want people to know that you are versatile in the way you speak. That's the word.
Okay. So yeah, so that we've gotten off track basically. I mean, it's a lot that has been said, but we're trying to basically figure out everything moving forward to continue on with these episodes. We definitely appreciate the feedback with like whatever the topic is, or you know, what you like, what you dislike, any commentary, and it helps us stay more accountable, because we definitely want to reach the 100th episode mark and see what that looks like, and see like, does that mean we've changed creatively since then, from the first episode to then? Have we gained followers, which is nice? Have we lost followers? Have, you know, the audience changed? Have our topics changed? Like, how do we produce the content? But like, we want to see what that will look like by then.
And you being a producer, I think you're focusing a lot on dang, I can't even get it out. You're focusing a lot on those aspects, and I'm thinking on in terms of how our relationship will be reflected. You know, how our relationship and how we communicate will that will be affected and how that will change over the time.
I mean,
so,
I think about that, but I'm also, if we're going to put this on a public platform, it should be a thought like, oh, how is this presented in a way?
Yeah.
But yeah, so this doesn't have to be a long episode, because I feel like...
No, it doesn't.
You have any last thoughts?
I just think about going forward, what we want to, the type of, let me take a moment. Okay, so my last thoughts are just, going forward, the topics that we're going to share, kind of talked about earlier. I think it will involve some talk about experiences and travel, and
they can see what we posted next, see what the topic will be next.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See how she takes over.
No, I'm just saying, like, they don't need to. I mean, you guys will see because we could change our minds. We do that kind of not a little bit often.
Yeah, there's a lot out there, but there's a lot out there that we could bring up, but I guess my last thoughts are just that we keep it 100. She doesn't like when I do that. Keep it 100. Keep it, truthful, and not like we just putting on a show.
Yeah.
And that's your grandmother. And that's okay. That's okay, right? Did you just hang up on your grandmother?
The audio stopped.
You gonna see this?
The audio stopped. Okay.
And she's a Scorpio, so
I'm just gonna.
We're gonna hear that. Yeah, just let her know it wasn't me.
Well, she knows it's not you. Okay, so just to kind of recap, to help record the audio for the actual podcast part, my grandmother just called me. Yeah, I don't really have any last thoughts. We're just going to try to continue being more consistent. Hopefully, the goal is to do it every week. And we hope that you guys will continue interacting with us. So please like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to continue, being a part of this thing that we're growing. Click the notification bell that's in the corner too to be notified when we have new episodes posting. And also comment, because we definitely want to see on YouTube more so like what you got to say. But you can listen on Spotify too. You can definitely look at that as well.
Yep.
So for now, we will talk to you guys. We will talk to you guys later. Bye.